For today's lesson, we are going to take a look at addition and subtraction. So this is SOL A.2b, not A. SOL A.2a is exponent. So this is SOL A.2b. SOL A.2b says the student will perform operations on polynomials, including adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. For this unit, we're only going to focus on adding, subtracting, and multiplying, and visit dividing after we finish our factoring unit. The learning target: I can determine sums and differences of polynomials. And then, of course, our key vocabulary we'll be using. All right, so the first thing we'll look at polynomial. Polynomial is an expression with variables and numbers. We can say 2a to the fourth plus 2b squared plus 7ab plus c, for example, is an example of a polynomial. All right. The degree of a polynomial is the value of the highest, or we can say largest, either one, exponent. And exponent are the same. So for example, we know that 2x and 5x are like terms. We know that 2xy and 14xy are like terms. A cubed and 2a cubed. I don't know why I keep using 2, but those are the first ones that are coming to my head. So you can see in all these examples, the variable is the same as well as the exponent. All right. So let's take a look at some examples. So again, we will be adding and subtracting. All right. So remember, when we're adding and subtracting, all we're doing is combining like terms. All right. So if we go way back to when we were solving equations, we combine like terms either after doing the distributive property and before moving the variable. All right. So looking here, I have 5z plus 14 plus negative 2z plus 26. So let's go ahead and collect our like terms. We know that 5z and negative 2z are like terms. And we know that 14 and a positive 26 are terms as well. All right, so again, going back to combining like terms, we have 5z plus a negative 2z, which gives me 3z. And we have 14 plus 26, which gives me 40. All right, and that's all I can do because I have a variable term of 3z and a constant of 40, and I cannot combine those together. All right, doing the exact same thing for the next one, except for we're subtracting here. All right, so there are a couple ways that we can do this. Again, so we have negative 2a squared plus 3ab minus a squared plus 3ab minus 8b squared. All right, we can go ahead, collect our like terms, but something that I like to do to help me is I go ahead and I distribute that negative. All right, so let me change the color so you can see. I go ahead and distribute that negative, and I go ahead and add. All right, so distributing that negative, I'm going to rewrite. My negative 2a squared plus 3ab is going to stay the same, but instead of having subtraction, I'm actually going to add them. So that gives me negative a squared minus 3ab plus 8b squared. All right, so all I did was multiply everything by that negative 1. All right, again, I'm going to go ahead and collect my like terms. So I have 2a squared, a negative 2a squared, and negative a squared. Then I have 3ab and a negative 3ab. All right. So looking here, I have a negative 2a squared plus negative a squared, which gives me a negative 3a squared. And I have 3ab plus a negative 3ab, which those are going to cancel out. And of course, I have my 8b squared. And of course, I cannot combine them because even though they have the same exponent, they do not have the same variable. All right. So now what I want you to do is pause the video, okay? Do not let fractions scare you in the second example. Go ahead and try it. All right, so go ahead and pause the video and try these two examples on your own. All right, so let's look at this first example here. So I have 16x plus 3 minus 4x plus 10. All right, so again, you don't have to do this, but it's something I like to do when I am subtracting. So I go ahead and distribute that negative to everything in the parentheses, and I add them together. So my 16x plus 3 is going to stay the same. Instead of subtracting, I'm going to add, and I have negative 4x minus 10. Again, you can keep that negative there or that subtraction there and go ahead like it is, but it's a little bit more helpful for me to go ahead and distribute that negative, but you do not have to. So I have 16x plus a negative 4x, which gives me 12x, and I have 3 plus a negative 10, which gives me a negative 7. All right, and in this next example, again, do not let those fractions scare you. We have 2/3 times 12x plus 6 plus 1/2 times 4x minus 8. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and distribute my fractions to everything in the parentheses. All right, so we'll do a little side fraction work. So I have 2/3 times 12. Now I'm putting 12 over 1 because remember all whole numbers are fractions. They're just over 1. So I have 2 times 12, which is 24. 3 times 1, which is 3. Excuse me. Yeah, 3 times 1, which is 3, which gives me 8. So far here, I have 8x. Again, I'm going to do the same with my 6. So I have 2/3 times 6 over 1, which gives me 12 over 3, which is equal to 4. All right, so I have 8x plus 4 over here. Then I'm adding it together. So I have 1/2 times 4x, which gives me 2x. And then I have 1/2 times a negative 8, which gives me a negative 4. All right, now I'm just simply going to combine like terms. So I have 8x plus 2x, which is 10x. And then I have positive 4 minus 4, which gives me 0. So I just leave it as 10x.
All right, so there are 5 examples that are attached to your notes that go over adding, subtracting polynomials. I want you to work on those 5 examples, and then I want you to bring them to me to check prior to completing your exit ticket.